So we're about to do a SmackDown review and a Royal Rumble preview all in one video. So when I look at SmackDown currently, judging by last night's episode, the talent that's on SmackDown right now, it just seems a little bit underwhelming at the moment. Like, the roster seems lopsided, lacking in star power. A bunch of mid-carders at best. Everybody that's on SmackDown right now is pretty much a mid-carder. And I never really talked about this problem with SmackDown, but there's just a lot of underwhelming stuff going on right now. And if it's not the bloodline, then it's probably going to be lackluster, right? And the matches are fine. I don't got a problem with the match quality of things. There's some progression, obviously, with the women and, the main event stuff of Cody and Kevin Owens. That storyline is great. But my problem is I feel like nobody on SmackDown feels that important as compared to the stars on Raw. On Raw, we have a concrete roster of high-quality main event stars. You got your high-quality cast of characters on Monday Night Raw. On SmackDown, it's lacking in star quality, right? And SmackDown being 3 hours, it will only expose the inadequacies of the talent. Some of the talent there on SmackDown needs some work. I do want to recognize that Jacob Fatu is the bright spot of SmackDown. I would say he's the most progressive talent on SmackDown at the moment. Kevin Owens is doing his thing. Cody is doing his thing, right? Everyone else, even with LA Knight, he's cooled down so much. Right? He's still over to a certain degree. He's still popular, but he's not main event over. Like, we're not ready to see LA Knight capture a world title anytime soon. Damian Priest just got over to SmackDown. I don't see him being world champion anytime soon. He's kind of in the same boat as LA Knight, right? The fans are only going to like him for so much. And I don't really know what his ceiling is on SmackDown, but we'll have to see what happens with Damian Priest on SmackDown, right? I'm predicting, though, that Bronson Reed, he'll be another addition to SmackDown. And I think that's when he'll feud with Damian Priest. And we got the tag team division. The tag team division is okay, for the most part. But when it comes to the talent, Pretty Deadly, DIY, Motor City Machine Guns, Street Profits, Los Garras, what do you call them? I forgot the actual tag team name. I believe I'm just gonna say Legado del Fantasma. That's part of their tag team name. Whatever tag team they got on SmackDown, I'm trying to remember. There's nothing really wrong with the SmackDown tag team division. The only real issue is there's no reason to really care about the tag teams, right? There's no reason to want to watch the tag team division. Like, it's okay wrestling, but what's really happening that's making us go, oh my God, we got to see what happens when it comes to the tag team division on SmackDown this Friday night on SmackDown. What's really making us want to watch DIY versus Motor City Machine Guns, other than just they're going to go out there and have a banger of a match. And that's pretty much all they're good for of having and providing us. Because when it comes to the tag team division, there's just something missing. There's just something missing. But I don't want to harp on it too long. I can save that for a different video. But SmackDown overall, it just feels unimportant. And I think SmackDown being 3 hours will prove to be a failure in the long term. SmackDown's way better when it's 2 hours. And now we get to the Royal Rumble 2025. It's pretty interesting that we're no longer having Royal Rumbles in January anymore. This is pretty much the first Rumble that is being held in February, right? The first day of February, which is very interesting. But looking at these 2 Rumble matches, the women's, the men's, I see it being very predictable when it comes to who will be the winner of the women's Rumble, being Charlotte Flair. And they're pretty much teasing that. It's pretty telegraphed that she's the one that's going to go over because she's returning. And she's a big name, Ric Flair's daughter, 14-time women's champion. So her winning, it makes a lot of sense. I don't see anyone else winning at all. Now, when it comes to the entrance, that is going to be a little bit more unpredictable. And I would say we're going to get more surprises on the women's Rumble more than the men's Rumble. Hopefully we see AJ Lee return. That would be cool to see her. Possibly Gail Kim, Victoria. Those are the 2 I'm really clamoring for to show up in the Rumble. It'll be cool to see them again. Maybe Mickie James, Nikki Bella, perhaps some NXT call-ups. NXT women could show up, make an impact. You never know. The men's Rumble is very stacked. And there's about 5 or 6 options. 5 or 6 people that can realistically win this year's Royal Rumble. That is John Cena, Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Sami Zayn, Drew McIntyre, and I want to say The Rock. Now, I don't want to predict that The Rock is going to win the Rumble, but, there seems to be something brewing with The Rock. And he ain't just make those Raw appearances and NXT appearances for nothing. He could be up to something. He is the boss, right? And he's not just going to go out in the sunlight, the sunset, being all lovey-dovey toward Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns. He's going to cause some mishap. He's definitely going to cause some drama. He's going to mix it up a little bit in the Rumble. And I would predict that he could be a winner. He could be a winner. I'm not saying he will, but he could be a winner. But he is one of my 6 picks to win the Rumble. And I would say the biggest and the favorite is CM Punk. CM Punk has been going on for months now saying that I have never main event at WrestleMania. I need to main event WrestleMania. And whether I win, lose, draw, got to go to the main event of WrestleMania. It's on his bucket list. It's the equivalent of Sheamus never winning the Intercontinental Championship. It's one of the things that you'll never stop talking about it until it happens. So it's better off to just have him win the Rumble so that he can shut the hell up about never main eventing WrestleMania ever in his life. Right? Just to kind of get it over with. It makes too much sense. It seems like the right thing to do to have Punk win, just so his story kind of concludes itself of, wow, I never main evented WrestleMania in my life. I just have to do it. I need to do it in order to feel fulfilled and complete it. So I don't have a true pick because, like I said, this Rumble is stacked. This is the most stacked Rumble that I can remember. And now when it comes to the 2 title matches, tag team title match with DIY and Motor City Machine Guns, honestly, that's going to be match of the night, I would predict. 2 out of 3 falls, can't go wrong. 2 of the best tag teams right now in WWE. But there's no real story behind it, so there's not really any reason to care. about this match. It's just going to be a good match. You know, tag team title matches these days are just quality matchups, but they lack depth, they lack substance, and that's pretty much it. Um, the ladder match with the Undisputed Championship, Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes. Having Kevin Owens win that match will just open up new doors of possibilities for WrestleMania. It would definitely change the landscape, and it would definitely create a lot of interest and a lot of intrigue going into the WrestleMania season. Cody winning is predictable, and Cody's path to WrestleMania is almost predictable. And it's almost like we don't care enough because with Cody's title reign, at this stage, it's becoming a little bit stale. And it's not really his fault. It's just creative. And I think his opponents are the more interesting aspects of his title reign. And that's a fact. Kevin Owens has been keeping this feud alive. So it'll be interesting to see if Sami Zayn, what type of role will he play in this match? Will he actually help Kevin Owens beat Cody Rhodes and ensure that Kevin Owens, his best friend, wins the Undisputed Championship? He's the one that turns heel and betrays Cody and shows his allegiance toward Kevin Owens. I think that would be a great story to tell. And if that actually happens, I think there is some reason to be excited for WrestleMania season. Because that would turn out to be a true upset and a swerve, right? But it's going to really come down to, it does creative Triple H have the balls to actually pull that off? We'll have to wait and see.